boy chidoma edi KFM TV news no ye de eba abesumo mikoso a ekai usanopa news etwego ewo ye abefo ntentam fide no so Facebook and YouTube KFM TV GH no nti betimi akoho na wakohwe bi ne wahye na wa like na wo de wadwenche no enso edi guase edi amame kama ubetimi enso follow me ewo TikTok Lydia Nkrumah 682 IG Maame Esi Facebook enso Maame Esi ubetimi akoho na wako follow me kama ewo hosa na no pensem no de bedimo akotine ebi enese mampeni John Dramani Mahama wa inaugurate 18 member committee a womo ebebu edwuma ye papa ewo my Ghana ha electricity company of Ghana enso womo ebe install mobile transformer boost power supply eno so ebebu wo my Ghana ye papa ye de adwade ensem enso ebe ka ho ede ama sugar cane farmers a womo ewo my Ghana ha enso ede ade said to trade minister enim sesi ade won hwe na won kọ omo emwa ye de nije de ensem enso ebe ka ho ede ama weni ensem ene afofropi anope yabo ano a ye de eba abesomo se KFM TV news na mekayo se news ndwumeku bi anomo boye chidom ma ye de ebro anope edin a mejeso ene Maame Esi Nkrumah medane me hosima abameba mehensem nase ede ama Ebusiafo yeguso a emama aba edamase sa no pe muguso etimo TV ho ehwe KFM TV news mikoso a kai wosi anopa news etwegu ewe abefo ntentam fidie no so Facebook ene YouTube KFM TV GH no ntubetimi akoho na wakohwe bi no wa share na wa like na wo do wadwenche no enso ede guase amaye kama obetimi enso edo message no afa ye WhatsApp line so 0246239070 0246239070 yeshen semna se ede amodia endrada ana Ghana mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebone homodin inaugurate 18 member committee a omobehwe aboama export development no akosu yi papa ewo my Ghana ha eno ebeboa wo my Ghana yi papa nsemwe yentie nsembia mampeni John Dramani Mahama ede tudwa ewo inauguration no ase
authority tasked with safeguarding quality is often under-resourced. At the same time, the absence of accredited local laboratories force exporters to rely on foreign testing facilities, raising their costs and causing unnecessary delays. At our ports, the overlapping inspections, extended clearance times, and informal fees are all a burden for exporters. According to the International Trade Center, these inefficiencies cost Ghana up to $4.3 billion in lost export revenue each year. In our fisheries sector, repeated alerts from the European Union concerning illegal fishing, hydrocarbon and heavy metal contamination have led to temporary bans against our fish exports. And this has come with significant reputational damage. Alarmingly, women and small and medium enterprises who represent a vital source of innovation and resilience account for less than 4% of Ghana's exporting capacity. These are not just statistics. They represent jobs, they represent people, they represent missed opportunities and delayed prosperity. And we must and will correct this. It is for this reason that the AEDAC has been established to serve as a high-level platform for strategic coordination, policy coherence, and institutional accountability in our export development efforts. Our strategy is ambitious but deliberate. Under the Accelerated Export Development Program, Advisory Committee, and the National Export Development Strategy, our aim is to grow Ghana's non-traditional export earnings from $3.5 billion annually to at least $10 billion by 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, to achieve this, we will prioritize value addition and economic diversification. Ghana's current exports remain dominated by low complexity raw materials such as gold, cocoa, cashew, timber, all in their raw state. On the Global Economic Complexity Index, we rank 110 out of 133 countries. This must change. We'll support our private sector partners to invest in agro-processing and light manufacturing. In the textiles industry, where 75% of inputs are still...
Ebusiafo no nti semwe ana Ghana Mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama editudwa woma wo inaugurate a 18-member committee a wo mobehwe aboa export development so ewo my Ghana yedemo ekọ ensem foforo modia Mampeni John Dramani Mahama ni nomination a woguso a wo my Ghana ekoba ne se nomination wo yi ebinum a na Ghana fo bi ene supporters ne bi wo mo aboa to eguse we yempenu eno ana Greater Accra Regional Minister Maame Linda Oklo ede abetudwa wo chem se mo amoye yempe we no chese se Mampeni John Dramani Mahama nominate obi ba na mugina ka se yempe na enya ade a wo besan kofa candidate fufo ebesi anem se ono ana obegine mo ede ama we ya na so obegine mo sa de NC de biara dan ti se mo pom Mampeni John Dramani Mahama onim ono ana onim ne oye enoye ema ye no ti se nominate obi na mu njintuma enya ade a won besan asesa sa nipa ne same way Greater Accra Regional Minister Maame Linda Oklu wono anode tudwa.
Gratitude and resolute sense of duty that I stand before you today to formally accept the honor to serve as the Municipal Chief Executive of Adenta Municipal Assembly. My leadership will be measured not by my words, but by my tangible progress in our areas of priority, which includes infrastructure and sanitation improvement, youth empowerment, education, health improvement, and environmental sustainability. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I pledge to ensure that the Assembly obtains value for money, that decision-making will be participatory, and above all, my doors shall remain open to constructive ideas. On this note, I accept this charge with humility, but also with ironclad resolve. The work begins today, and I remain conscious of the fact that history will not judge me by my promises, but my legacy. God bless us all. God bless Adenta Municipality.
No community, and I want to emphasize, no community in the reign of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, under the servant leader that you trust in me, will be left behind. Go for Peter. Water and sanitation issues. Access to water remains a perennial struggle in our rural need. Together with the Honorable MP, our regional minister, the sector minister, that's water company, we will repair and expand the water infrastructure. The time has come to elevate Lampantana Marina to a metropolitan assembly. And I will ensure that Medina municipality will see the light of day as metropolitan assembly.
I would say I'm happy because we've been able to confirm Adenta and Medina. You notice there was a rerun at Medina, and lo and behold, we had 100%. And so to God be the glory. But they've been elected to work for the district, and so we are hoping that you work for the people, and you see the supporters, they're all here to cheer him up. They are cheering.
Ebusiafo no nti semwe ana Maame Linda Oklo a wo Greater Accra Regional Minister wo de tudwa wo saide mo ekọ ensem foforo mo edia Dr. Justice Srim Sai a wo Deputy Attorney General wo no so ensem bi abetudwa wo chem se Supreme Court mo decision se Vincent Asafo anu ni injunction no wo be afa hwan no anode abetudwa wo chem se se ade Supreme Court ade a wo mo adismiss injunction a wo mudi kopie mo ewo mo nim yeti esembia Deputy Attorney General editudwa.
All objections were ruled, and the committee is not injuncted from going forward.
I think the decisions of the court today really confirms what we have been saying all this while, that there is no legitimate, legal, constitutional basis for all these processes that Attorney General the former Attorney General has filed on behalf of Honorable Asita. Today you notice that even injunction, they had 2 injunctions on the record. And they were asked, when they were asked, they quickly withdrew one and allowed the other, which is clearly an abuse of the court process. To keep filing processes, the hope that one of them will stand is really not a good practice for the lawyer to do. And that is what happened. And as you follow the arguments, the court have been insisting that what exactly is your concern? The right to claim to have been abused actually have not been abused because the Chief Justice was given a hearing. And there's no legal provision which dictates what time in the process the hearing should be. So if you ask me, everything shows that there is basically the applications stand on
Ebusiafo nsem we ana Deputy Attorney General Editu Dwa Emra wo mo ekọ court assemdy bia wo mukodi asemine ho ana Vincent Asafoa ono ankasa so aba montima wo chim se sa case a wo dismiss eno enche se bibia sa na se ni wiase aba na we ye dabi da wo chese eye akonya bebre na eda nanim se empempi na obetimi approve ne ho eno nti sansem a court no Editu Dwa na se eye ni case a wo mo ebotugo efa Maame Getchu toko no eho no eno eche enye ewiase no mba wiye ma no anase bibia ensan ye wonde wogidie ewo ni mu ye papa nsem we Vincent Asafoa wono akasa ana wode etu edwa.
The Supreme Court has spoken, and I think on the 21st of May you get the impulse of the reasoning behind the ruling, and maybe from there we'll be able to decide as to the next course of action.
So you wouldn't say this is the end of the road?
Well, I don't think this is the end of the road, but let's just get the reasoning first. When we get the reasoning, of course, the 3-2 ruling suggests that the Supreme Court itself sees some reasoning in the arguments that we made in court. It tells you that our argument or the reasoning that we advanced in court was quite potent. And so let's get the reasoning, and when we're able to get the reasoning, we'll be able to decide what we intend to do after assessing the reasoning.
What do you make of the fact that your counsel couldn't point out to the provision that clearly states timeline within which this cheats? How damaging was that to your case?
Well, I was even surprised that it came up because to form as Attorney General clearly tells you that in reading the Constitution you have to do so by the letter and the spirit. If anybody tells you that because something has not been clearly stated in the Constitution, for that matter, it has no potency, I am telling you that that is not the case. In fact, even today, the Interpretation Act of Ghana tells you that you have to read the Constitution purposively. Purposively means that the letter and the context is very much important. It is on that basis that even the Getchu case, where a prima facie that will have to be established in the case of a Chief Justice, which has not been stated clearly in the Constitution, Getchu said that we have to establish a prima facie. So if anybody tells you that something will have to be stated in the Constitution before some potency will have to be given to it, I don't think that is the law. Let's wait for the reasoning and see what we can do.
Are you disappointed with the...
Well, I disagree.
Ebusiafo ye de mo ekọ ensemfu from there eye owura adomako kisi wono so e de kokobo ekọ e de ama eye Ghana mpenifo ese eye executive committee ahodo a yeyi omo e wo my Ghana ni titio eni Chief Justice asesi ade yeyi ni wo chese eno eye ade bia amade e democracy no e ho atochima ye papa e hu abo my Ghana isanse wo ye bibi keto na e wo se yetimi eyi ofri so na sa ban we ba na ofri so na we ba e wo say ni penifo no yetimi eyi omu free so eno ade bia e ma Ghana e democracy no entimi engina ne nai so emfa ma yen same way eye adomako kisi wo no ana wodictude.
I worry that is that the new trend. So in 2032 when there's a new president, even if it's NDC or MPP, the president then has the sole prerogative.
There's 2028 before 2030. Why do you
you know my math. My math. No, I was even making a point that even if it's NDC, the next president after Mahama, would then say that, me too, I'm changing the speaker, and I'm changing the CJ, and it becomes a new trend. And that is where I worry. And mind you, I mean, people have made arguments that the EC was removed. The EC is not necessarily an arm of government. And for me, this is, you know, we may have erred doing the Electoral Commission one, agreed. That is a different argument. But Electoral Commission is not an arm of government. This is serious. 3 arms of government, and for even Parliament to impeach the president is not a small task.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So thank you very much. It's not a small task, and for us to take this path, it will be injurious to our democracy, and this also weakens the judiciary. You know, I stood up when our president was changing Osei Mensah Bonsu for a reason, not because of Osei Mensah Bonsu, but we felt that as parliamentarians, if we are there and the executive can just one day wake up and change our leader, it isn't right. And on the same grounds, we stood also for Afenyo Markin in the sense that I felt that on the same principle, as parliamentarians in our chamber, if an outside body has more control to change our leader, then it is worrying. I mean, it's like, you know, City or Channel 1, the media guys here, you may have a leader, then all of a sudden somebody who's an investor just comes in and changes your lead person. It's a bit worrying without any recourse to you. So in that sense, I am scandalized, and I am hoping that Dugbe and my boss, the emeritus Greater Accra chairman, would agree to me that though they may support this in principle and in political allegiance, they are worried that you know, this is injurious to the judiciary, injurious to democracy.
Abusuafo enu nsem we ana ora adomako kisi de to dwemra woni nsem twofo ehia etwetwe nkomo ye de mo eto ansem ne so de a Vincent asefo awo no so de abetudwa wo chim se wo se constitution no yetimi nhwehwemu ye papa esanse endrada Supreme Court wo final verdict a wo de betudwa efa Chief Justice Maame Gertrude tokono ehono bibia chese wo se constitution no yetimi nhwehwemu ye papa de fa esanse endrada wamra wo mkopie mu wo court no wono akasa die che ekopie mu wo court wo bia na wo bɔ ne homoden se Chief Justice ne suspension nka obetimi enya solid evidence ha ebetimi ahwe ama maame wasan atena na konwa subiem ne mum se ne court esifadi asem no ade aneni anje ho wo se Ghana ye constitution no yetimi review ye papa etimi ewo mo eno nti semwe Vincent asefo awo no so anode abetudwa
test the limit of our constitution.
Absolutely. I mean, lawyers there. At every point in time, when you see a lacuna in the law, I mean, that is why we went to the law school. Sure. For the sake of posterity, so that in future we will all be governed as to how some of these issues will have to be tackled, especially when we have a constitution that has lived for over 20 years. We need a review. In the absence of that, it is only case law that can fill the lacunas that we have. What I was expecting in court, that's not what I got. 3-2 is okay. It tells you, say, at least.
But that gives hope for a review. And
absolutely.
And what takes our decision? No?
Well,
and I'm going to
train full judgment. But you see, for 2 judges of the Supreme Court to see potency in our argument suggests to me that we have a case. I don't think I would drag my feet at all in having a review of the matter. And the SU court, well, as a lawyer, I would say is Emrana Akasa. And as an officer of the court, I have no doubt in my mind to impugn any other meanings into whatever has happened there, even though given an opportunity and probably even on another platform, I have my own say. But when we got to the court,
Adeshimamba Vincent Asifwane Sema wodi to dwema woni nsem for share twetwe nkomo eni yegyina ne nsem so na yetwa ye ho akwaje aboafo nkra to abaye ba ye beto ansem ne so edi amam.
Medo benami Ghana duko do ajaple ho duko kata. Mie chonyani ade venami cho Talent Microfinance Limited Gajradopa. Mie wona susu savings, adishare, school buafo, cashback, ple bubwa okata. Nenyebe egajom de mi agbo la letie tomegbeko ateun aho gadodo. Kenenyebe egajom vivi la nenyebe o gahia ola ateun ava de ogai kene hia fa.
Tanenye mi foncho mi afa jomu yo kenye mi afa gadodo nyawa. Business loan elemiashi, church finance elemiashi, salary loan elemiashi, eye bubo li kenye personal loan. Nenye mi foncho business loan enye gadodo ikemie nana asichalao. Nenye be washigba keke alom eleswe oya va talent. Mi pekpe gede nwo nenye wo shigba lesua ne woge wo keke gede ji to talent po monu ome nenye be mi fonchu mi afa salary loan enye gado mo mi ke mi vuna mi afa jirudu dola nke ga nyu he ya va talent wo payslip pe bank statement ye kwenye nwi hia o na koko ho salary loan le rate mi to keke akeji church financier personal loan va nenye habobo masoli hama eji vufofo sankuo jitao olila ashibobwe keke mia flegeno na no hem v choji nto jinwade wade koreka mon popo kai ganyu heya talent kuna po heya ole chagbagba na do tare talent bena wo gado monwa anobobwe nami akpenami
etibe ya nyafi ke talent la Talent Microfinance Jengo ameganshpe ape letina tejipo hotame
miape kapomo enya 050-129-1298 alo 050-128-9119 talent woga kwamanu kwanta
Talent Microfinance, your channel of wealth.
Yo, I'm for and I am Makwaba at the bar, a KFM musical shopper. The Tosum, you know, who free a Kumasa Macom that Damono, a sunny at the bar at Dumino, Sabran Udu, a Sambra Junction, Sambra Hotel, Quantana Sope. Now shop no any Sambra Hotel and the Dinsha anymore. Would the free Sambra Hotel, a wood sunny at the co, Nankani and Hagan Hono, Annie, a hot and a KFM musical shop. Ye tosum ye no ye bie no foforo na de e kan se emfidie papa etimiche ye wode ya sorry ye wode goro agoro ahodo dwumade bia wode obehia eye mfidie mechira musical instrument bia no eye KFM ento wo se Ghana muntie Asantema muntie eye KFM musical shop ana sabre ye bie no foforo mo no chan e wo Prempeh the second street. We feel all may come down na wo sane ede ko adum no ane udu Sambra Hotel kwantane so na wa dane on sani faso oho ana KFM musical shop yi ewo ye ne Sambra Hotel ana ehwe animo ye twa abrebia
gina mese se me ya proud ana se me ye twa ne free kuma se du KFM instrument store obi bisasa se bo me fu dia what to no woni si da what dey near my papa e gina woni na what to no say yes what to no bibi aka wakoma ni nyina free KFM instrument store kuma se adum se bi gina na me to no ma bi ti ya ho me ka fi se fi papa mu anim na ni gina no Ubetro yako ma ya dusi kana jananka kana ensemble.
Ebusiafo yegusa emama kwaba edamase sano pay muguso etimu TV ho ehwe KFM TV News mikoso kai wo se anopa news etwegu ewe abefontentam video ne so Facebook any YouTube KFM TV GH no to betimi akoho na wakohwe bi na wa share na wa like na wo de wadwenche no enso ede guase amai kama yeto ansem ne so ede mo akonsem fofoma eye onwonyamfo fifi kwate fiave wono ano General Secretary the National Democratic Congress NDC amenu kono na wono so eden sembi abetudwa wochem se ade mbebuno a wo my Ghana han de mbebuno no ehhwehwe ede figa na mpenifo na ho ne se obi ye boni a wo se Ghana mra no etimi ani nipa no edi ni ye papa ye nhwe se we eye enim we debi eno ekobasa ebetimi ama Ghana ye mra no entimi enye dwenu accountability de wo se etimi eye adwuma ye papa wo my Ghana no pe ne ya de a ebetimi aboa mo man no etimi etumpon e de aman semwe fifi eye fiave kwati wo no anodi tudwa.
I can appreciate some of that concern, but Umaru, you appreciate that we are in a country that is governed by laws. And Umaru, as a very astute journalist yourself, and you are doing a good job. I'm not patronizing you, but you are doing a good job. And City is one of the big vehicles, for enlightenment and information in our country and beyond. You clearly, if you are monitoring well, you feel what I call the signature of the country. Listen carefully and feel the mood of this country, especially the young people. And a lot of these young people were the means by which the victory of the NDC was delivered. Trust me, in that whole reset conversation, one of the things that these young people want the most is the establishment of the fact that anybody who does wrong to this country must be made to account. It must be made to appreciate that you dare not abuse or misuse or do something against the country. So it's a different conversation that's going on. If anybody who is sensitive and listening well, you know it's a country that is calling for accountability. In fact, I can tell you what is happening here is the same mood that engulfed this country around 1979, when the totality of Ghana kept shouting, let the blood flow, let the blood flow. That's the same mood. But the difference now is that the blood should not flow by virtue of taking people to the firing squad, as in physically shooting people and killing them. But the blood must flow by ensuring that the systems of accountability must work. If you do what is wrong, you must face it. If you stole, you must be brought to book. And then that's not all, setting a tone to even the people in NEC, that even you, we are watching with eagle eyes. Any of you that does the same thing, you also must face the same thing. So I would say it's a total reset of our whole judiciary system. And Amaru, you must appreciate, this is a country whose motto is freedom and justice. You understand that? It's like the two principal wings on which this country is flying. One of them has to do freedom, which is critical, because freedom is what liberates all.
Ebusiafo nsem ana General Secretary Edema NDC amenu kono eyowura fifi ave kwati wode tudwema woni nsemptwofo ehia etwetwe nkomo yeto ansem ne so edemo akonsem fofo modia eye wo me ebusum ne da etoso eye eduonu ennan emuno me busum ne da etoso ennan emuno ana omode save the judiciary demo no ehhehye so ewo my Ghana ha eno de NPP amenu ko no wo mbom homodin ye papa de sa oyetwe ehhehye so na no ekoba ne se dom kuma no da ba no deni onmonyafo Alexander afenyo Markins any post ni ba ko enyantawantawa eno asem ye papa ewo my Ghana ha eno enam se ma former NDC Greater Accra chairman Joseph Ade Koka and so Eddie Abetudwa wotim se saade na esiye ewo afenyo marken eni eye posi ni ntem no ewo se eye donkuma no ba no de ni onmunyamfo Alexander afenyo marken se mrano etimi eni no edini ye papa isan se de oye no wanye no ye yenti ensempia eye Koka Ade Ede tudwa.
Go and look at the rashes of the tape and see where the policeman, if you look at where the policeman was standing and where the guy was where Afenyo was coming from. I mean, even a class 1 child would tell you the policeman did nothing wrong.
Right. He's been invited by the police to assist him.
And the policeman should charge him for assault. I'm the policeman. I'll lodge a complaint and charge him for assault. Just even touching my brother like this is an assault.
Yeah.
And he's a lawyer. He should be charged for assault. We should set example in this country. People cannot get away because you are MP. I keep telling you, the MP, everybody could have been an MP. You unfortunately for you, because not all of us can go to Parliament. So that doesn't give you the audacity to think you are the king of kings and to do whatever you wish one do. So that policeman should charge him. So all that they did yesterday, right? 5 months into a government, governance, the government is doing the right thing. Due process is taking on. So for me, all that petition they sent were all childish. They were childish because nothing will move President Mahama, and nothing will move, if they say political, if they say move the NDC, not to adhere to the constitutional provisions in this country.
Anonti former NDC Greater Accra chairman Joseph Ade Koka wono anodin semwe etudwa yedemo eto ansem ne so dia chirahene nana minta afari a wotosumie no enso de adesede ne kokobo ekwama netco enne VRA for Volta River Authority for say dum so preso a ekoso my Ghana sesi ade abroso abromoso enonti wo mo hwe no munye bibi emfanfa we say sadum so ekoso anu enyan no mo de o ma bre say dani dan na wo mo da esum enti Ghana penny for any netco and VRA for share no muntimi enye bibi fanfa sade we
Don't very careful. Like this for VRA for being made one pack. It's true, Nana. What do you want to I want to be man. Now also can you let super much beginning. Nana didn't have Abasa, not being so. Being Peresa, and I'm very careful. Being I 2 authorities. Say, wouldn't ya? Meaning, say, money penny man. Say, so many I never do can. I didn't hear. Never ever can so ya. That's not to live out. Meaning, he say, never be your friend say. Mon for my road back as a boy. Friday, Ubia, tomorrow. One this way.
Chirahene nana minta afari a wotosumi no ne sema wode tudwa wode kwama netco ene VRA for eni ana etwa homfone ede betwe mu no yede mo eto ansem ne so dia Electricity Company of Ghana ede abetudwa mu chem sisi ade wo mo be install mobile transformer a eno ebebo ama ye power supply no wo chado no etimi ejina so yi papa ede amaye no ebeye ni jedesem ene ade a ebebo my Ghana amaye na mekane ahonsem no etimi ejina ni nice ye pa ede amansem we ECG mpenifo ana omode etudwa
edifo because na outages no doso na obechirechire mu kakra no kra ewo mu ni se insutobre no hyase a ensuo na di kan ba no adverse condition se ne ensuo no to na ano de no se esimo di kan a woso ye network no enti woso network ne sare se ye feeders na ayefu ni nyina woso na start triple and then woso abeko na local ye ka si localized outages a bona woso na post na chia na eduane buagu homa no so ne ade e ma outages no dos na ne yehu ye ne se apart from say so no yes na ye start emiemia wise no ne yesesa ne aye week no You say you nya trippings bebre anapa no cough bebre oh e feeders no so wo hwe eastern part of Accra ti a dental line so a chadola ne ade ko mu nyina dodoa sa parts nyina load no osoro na load no osoro a bibi kakra bi kan penalty na no ya nsu to de amfama boy no ye nya be 23 of your feeders ni nyina call down and your picky be 17 be 4 de na permanent force sense be sense why man nti ya ka ho asem se dwuma ya start ni de di campaign so ha de no hu hia because la primary substation I am ya ka see primary substation be bia egi kan ya ni free greco ni ye che no nti ye de sa mobile we kesi a mo hu hia ya ka wa se ba be si ha na we relieve sa load no nti afi o mo kan ya no bo se voltage no e be okay reliability no be fine trippings no be jai e be boa ha nyina
Anunti Electricity Company of Ghana ECG for women sema wo mode to dwa na yede ebe somo ne yede mo to ansem ne so dia Ghana any Algeria and de abane se wo mo ayen kaboma eno aye ni gede sem ye papa sesi de wo ye Ghana ni na wo tu kwan akọ Algeria de ne free bonto utimi koba kwan bia opese okobia ene mre bia opese okọ Algeria bia no wotimi isan se nkitahode a Ghana ene Algeria penifo akono eno ene ya de bia ede ene gede ensem de abewo my Ghana ene Algeria sesia de partnership no emu ayedin ye papa na we na Minister of Foreign Affairs onmonya for Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa ene hyehyeye a obone homodin ebu edwuma ye papa o my Ghana se ne be ya Ghana ene amai hodo bebre na nkitahode ene nkaboma yehia bia no ebetimi akoso ede amai na bibia no Ghana enso yetimi edu enim se ba no amai bia ekuhye ma yesoso yetimi aboye de no tisesi ade Ghana ne Algeria womo akọ partnership eno ebeboa ama kwentufa empren bebre no mpese omutu kwan ekọ Algeria na Algeria force am mpese omutu kwan ebo my Ghana eno etimi ayemre ede amom eno tisemwe ana efi foreign affairs minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa akache ayede ebremo anope yedemo to ansem ne so de adimo kopiemo ewo enchi forest division ende ana betodwa se military personnel eni mpenifo ahodo ende womo akọ womo abom homodin akoye yechwa eno mo chese Cote d'Ivoire border ne so no illegal mining che galamsey ekoso ewo my Ghana ha no ene nipa ko bi wo mabom homodin de wo mu de ye ku etia galamsey no wo mayero mo ho no mo ye galamsey ye papa ne no ana military personnel say abom homodin amomonsa aka illegal miners be say edu asese ade wo mo ebe face Ghana mrani ye papa sense say body rose munjai na mo de montia inseso wa ade amra no enu ebedi ni ye pa sesi ade sa illegal miners bese edui yesa esomumu ewo anwen municipality a no eben Cote d'Ivoire border no ho ane ekoto sesa nkrofo ye ne galamsey no ano mayere omho a wo mutu yensuo ene yensa ase no muguso a wo mo ss no enu nti enchi forest division ene military personnel ahodo a wo mo bom homode kopie mu hoi wo mo ana wo mo de sansemu na abetudwa wo mo ebebom homode tane be ya ebetimi boa ama nsemwe na anase illegal mining na ekoso ewo my Ghana hano ano etime abre asenu ti semwe ana yede abesomo ye free sansemi so na yede mo ekopie mo ewo agudie mu ensem emu nendrada ana former Ghanaian boxer awosan entertainer Bukom Banku enso edinsebi abetudwa wono suso wode kwama chiefs ahodo a womo ewo Bukom efa womo ejuma ehun ni pempem wo chem se smokers ahodo mo my Ghana nkebe ya mrebi embra eno ebetimi abom humban semwe Bukom Banku wono so anodi tudwa
fongo mancheme ga wolo mo ga jase cheme ga shipi cheme wolo mo fe ni yoga woye nimba de fe do manye inye le fongo kaji no ya manche ya che police na ba momo meni shori owi egbe ye is right ona is right because no na fi oje ni papa de is right agasa na ya che police na momo me because get on I mean I get to him now actually fine esa ni kefi oba ko iwale wo ga wode no fe ni bi ni manche mele ya ga mani o mani kashi manche me mami wo go oba first step salona manche me na me aburu no ke ya agasa ni ba ni amedu mose She there is no way ni bo wa te she no wa fe ni bi kono to mo te bi e o te katamato bi e sha neke o fe ni to mo boji gamacha alo manteme ni tuo boni afio na gani nke kata osani no ni ani ba mi na ka we mo allergy e atan ba ga ita ga me na sheli o wi ni ba mi ni kala ga shi me ni sheli o wi kama go ye ni sheli wi je mi ba hu ni esani ya ga mi sheli wi nu da ni buku wa pa ke ni ko je mi wa sheli wi je mi wakati me ya me na me shale wiye ta me no ka ma wiye alo ike ma chama ba na ma wo mlaji go me ga ga banku dumu shodo ba no ko na pa de ga wi ne shale ma ta me ni ga me awiye ya ga brothers and sisters di wo na fe wo fe we ku me di wo je no ba acha police na ba yin ma se na ba mu me ke ni bi ka fe na ga o gbo mu ya be bi ani o ja me bu mu wiye na me bu mu wiye na me shale o e wo amebu mu ame yin gbo mu ko e wa dwomo ga nilo ga ba we so no teshike no acha police na ba mu ma bi na yin mo ni mi di mo go man chame ga wolo mo no na me na bi ye mo go mi mo go ni ko na mo bi ye e pe na ebu e wa no ni bele be fi o sani man chama tele na me ke la we aka pa lo ni e fi o man chame le ja ba wolo aba mi bonku ni wolo you tell me o ga fa me bu o we mo tu ni ka ma we ni na ka we na me shele o egbe ga ni bi ye na pa ni sani na jaba ga ayi ma bi na awomla no na afi o ge emo ona kedi ma chame ba na mba fe rale ko buku ami na me hamlaji ye gangani bi na gamla ni modumu na gamla
Ebusiafo enu ntinsem we ana bukom banko de to dwa wo ha wo de kwama ahemfo ene eya hema wo mo ewo bukom ne titu ene wo man Ghana ye gina ne nsem so na ya da ne ye hosima abaye ba ye de mo ko edwedi nsem emu Ebusiafo me kwaswa ekai wo se KFM TV News ana no pewu so a wo hwe me kai wo se news yi etwagu ewo ye abe fontentam fide ne so Facebook and YouTube KFM TV GH eno ntu betimi akoho na wakohwe bi na wa share na wa like na wo do adwenche no enso e de egu ase ama ye kama ye to ansem ne so e de ama wo de dwedi ensem ana edu so ende edu sugar cane farmers association awo mo ewo my Ghana ha enso adesede ana eto aban ene ni mpenifo enim sen kebe ya Commander Sugar Factory no sese ade acheye papa wo mo hwe na wo mo enye bibi emfanfa homo mo na sese a wo mo adwuma no kame ayese ekofuma wo munya factory esuye papa se ne be ya mpempi na wo metimi abo mo homoden abo adwuma wo my Ghana wo chim onchim se wo mebusume ne da etoso ennan emu no wo mbo mo homoden de eye krata ekoma Ghana mpenifo ne titu ene wo mo ministry senkebeya wo monhwe sankrata no nhyehyɛ pa bi ebekutimi aboa ama Commander Sugar Factory no asan ejina ne so biom no wo monfa san hyehyɛ pa no engu kwam se ne be no ebetimi aboa wo mo san de adehyɛde eto Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enima wo chemu senkebeya wo no so won jaise anase hwe na wanhwe se NPP amenu kon bae no wo mo anye bibi amfa mo anase Commander Sugar Factory no wo mo anhye mukina na sesi ono abeno ewo se wotimi ebo ne homodin na sika anasa akade bia wo mbehia se ne be ya factory ebetimi asan gina ne nice biom no wo mo hwe na wo mo nye ni ane no pene ya de a ebetimi aboa mo my Ghana esika sem no etimi ejina so ede ama isan sesi ejuma ewo my Ghana anasa companies any factory dodo na wo my Ghana ha wo mo gidi se no ebetimi aboa ama esika sem no so etimi ejina ne nice so ede ama ye no nti Sugar Cane Farmers Association wo mo wo my Ghana wo mo so wo mo adesede a wo mo de abeto Ghana mpenifo enim ne titu ene Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enim eni ye gina wo mo nsemi so na ya da ne ye ho sima abaye ba ye de mo ko eni gede nsem emu Ebusuafo ye de mo ekọ enigede nsemu dia eye Ghana nyumtini a eba na nyumto ewo my Ghana ha obo ne homodin wo mu ye papa pa ye friend say Mavis Asante wono so eden sembi abetudwa wode ekwa ma Ghana foi na woche mu se wono woni secular artist ebeye nyum ewo my Ghana na no pe ne ye ade a ebetimi aboa ama wetimi ewini souls ama nyankopon edia na no eche se no eya ade bia ono de neni angel na Mavis ansa ehwe mu se ade ade a ejuma ne de wo bone homodin ye papa se gospel nyumto no enya ade a eda form enu nti se obetimi abone homodin aye ejuma e de amanya nkopon de eno ade bia eda na koma so ye papa mpempe na enyumto no na ade bia eno ade bia eda na koma so na secular artist a wo my Ghana ha no ono de wonjin di se wobetimi abone homodin ene omo ayenyum anase aboa amanya nkopon adwuma no etimi akwenim ensemwe ana Mavis ansa enso ede abetudwa wochim se ono de wobone homodin ye papa nyankopon adwuma de woye gospel nyumto no so woye akade ne anama bia wo so wotimi di hyem na gospel nyumto no ejina ne nai so no no Mavis Asante ade a wobone homodin sa no mani nia ede aboa nyankopon adwuma ne titio ene gospel nyumto ewo my Ghana no tinsemwe ene free Mavis Asante akache enso ba yegina ne nsemi so na anopa news no ye nia aba na wiye na anopa nsem no de edi mo akotini ebi enese mampeni John Dramani Mahama wa inaugurate 18 member committee a eno beboa ama Ghana export development no etimi akonenim ye pa de amayesa enso so ana electricity company of Ghana enso echimu se wo mo beboa na wo boosti mobile transformer ewo my Ghana ha ewo chado no so beboa ye nyina menkane ho nsem ye papa ye de adwade nsem ebro Sugarcane Farmers Association enso de adisede to Ghana penifo anim tituo ene Ghana mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama se Commander Sugar Factory no wo mo hwe na wo mo nye bibi enfamfa ho ye de nigede nsem ebro Mavis Asante enso ede nsem bi ebetu edwa we ne nsem ene afufuro pi anope ye bo ano a ye de ebesom se KFM TV News asida enikabia enko enfama KFM Musical Center se upe instrument papa abo ewo wa sorry ana odwumedie bi ase no KFM Musical Center kwa ana make am for dia mo se combo guitar microphone speaker nini anodu ni etwimu ewo maso ya wonsa ebetimi akabi oba nkramantem ha wo mo ewo Accra Zongolin wa santimantem so wo mo ewo edum wo mo ne Sambra Hotel no ana ebo enhwenim so na no pay talent microfinance enso ese opesika krabia bako edu sika sim wo homa oda ubeda awasum ebejo de talent nkwa ana mekanfo ediamo anu ti se oye ankwankwa adwumeko asori ana se obi a woton ade mpo ne bra na fa sika ebesie mu ewo talent na yade a wo mbehwe so ye papa ediamo se opebosia so de talent ebetimi enye bi ediama wansi ho ne so eda from boko de mawo enuti dada ba tech hub enso esese open phones ene eho akade bia phones ebebo na obe yusu ache na ohaw biamba ho Mother's Day celebration ya ebai so pese oda odosonko edi eche o maame Mother's Day celebration so dia ko dada ba tech hub na kwaji phones apapa say iPhone, Infinix, Samsung, Tecno nini anu benye bi dada ba tech hub womo kaneshi womo ne takwa station no eben pe womo ne no ene bo nhwani ma no pe womo so ebo ye chidom di KFM TV News no ye de ebo ano penjumeko we adaruma ana omo bo ye chidom ma ye di news ye de ebesumo asida enikabia enkonfama wa utifia bibia no once we do a video no to KFM TV a wo hwe ye news ye da mu ina ase ye san eda production team ni na ase so mo so mutimi boy ma news etimi edi mo anope edin a meje so ene Maame Esi Nkrumah ye da mu ina ase